Hello everyone. On this channel, I feel that information about what is happening in China is often not correctly conveyed to countries other than China, so I will be disseminating the information I have gathered in English. I'm getting information from multiple media, so I'd be happy if you could comment on the content of the video. Also, English is not my native language, so I use an AI speaker to create the voice to convey the information correctly. This time, I would like to talk about the university admission situation in China. In recent years, the percentage of people who enroll in universities in China has increased significantly. Some people find it strange that many Chinese are enrolled in universities now, even though ordinary Chinese people should not be so rich. I think most Chinese people probably think that going to college is expensive, so most Chinese people can't afford to go to college. However, in China, it is said that sending your child to university is cheaper than sending your child to kindergarten. The reason is that in China it is not common for children to go to kindergarten, and the price is set high because the rich send them to kindergarten. Universities vary depending on the university and department, but if you go to a national university, the tuition is quite cheap. So the burden on parents by sending their children to college is not so much. By the way, tuition fees for Chinese universities vary depending on the region, department, and university, but I will introduce Peking University. In the case of Peking University, although it depends on the department, it is something like 5,300 yuan or 5,000 yuan per person per year. 5,000 yuan is about 100,000 yen when converted to Japanese yen. In addition, many Chinese universities basically have a boarding system. So, when you enter the university dormitory, you have to pay, but it is 750 to 1,200 yuan a year. This is not one room for one person, but several people live in one room. 1,200 yuan is about 25,000 yen in Japanese yen. You can spend a year in Beijing for this price, so it's cheaper than a Japanese university student going to a university in Tokyo from a different prefecture, for example. Next, I would like to take a look at materials from Jiaotong University in Shanghai. Here is an article about the one-year tuition fee of Jiaotong University in Shanghai. There are various courses ranging from 5,000 yuan to 75,000 yuan a year. The highest price of 75,000 yuan is about 1.5 million yen in Japanese yen. This difference is an order of magnitude higher for courses cooperating with foreign universities. There are tie-ups, such as if you earn credits in this course, they will be treated in the same way as if you earn credits at a foreign university. However, China has not only national universities, but also private universities. So I'm going to talk about how the private school is going. Tuition at private universities ranges from 15,000 yen to 25,000 yen per year. Some places are expensive, around 30,000 yen, and some are even higher. As for the cost of student dormitory, most public universities charge around 600 to 1,200 yuan, while private universities charge at least 1,000 to 2,500 yuan. It's about double that of public universities. However, there is a caveat. Guangdong, Hainan and other coastal areas have higher tuition and accommodation costs. In China, the degree of economic development varies from region to region, so real estate prices are high in economically developed regions, and the prices of various things are often set higher than in regional cities, so tuition and accommodation costs it also costs more. Universities are non-profit organizations, but in the case of private schools, it is natural that they are more expensive than national ones because they are businesses. This means that national universities are naturally running at a loss. This is connected to the issue of raising tuition fees, which is now a problem. As an example of the difference in tuition fees between faculties, it is common knowledge in China that arts faculties are more expensive than other faculties. In the case of an arts university, the annual tuition fee ranges from 8,000 yuan to 10,000 yuan, which means that it costs about 200,000 yen in Japanese yen. This is about double that of other colleges. In the case of faculties affiliated with foreign universities, the tuition fee may be even higher. The price is over 100,000 yuan, so when converted to Japanese yen, it feels like it won't go up to 400,000 yen, so even though it's expensive, it's still cheap compared to Japan. As a result, public universities in China do not have high tuition fees, but they are very expensive to operate, and there are companies in the red such as University Ventures. In other words, the university is in serious trouble financially. The system is such that the university cannot raise tuition fees at its own discretion. Government controls. When the brakes are gone, tuition fees have risen by tens of percent in the past. In that case, the government will impose a limit on tuition fees for, say, 5 years, and once that period has passed, the tuition fees will increase again by several tens of percent. It is attracting attention that prices will be raised by several tens of percent in China from this fall to the fall of 2023 in Shanghai, Sichuan, etc. In China before, people invested in themselves and their children because the Chinese economy would continue to grow forever. I was willing to pay as much as I could to send him to college, but now I'm worried about the future. The unemployment rate is so high, especially among young people, that even after graduating from university, it is difficult to find a job. However, the general public in China cannot find a job even if they go to university, so they have to go to Dino. The number of students participating in university entrance examinations this year is the highest ever. After all, in China, there is no way to stand out in society other than an academic background. Of course, the hurdles to make a living doing small business may be lower than in Japan. There are many people in China who run small businesses on the streets. However, there are few people who think so if you ask whether that job is good for the rest of your life. There are many people who want to go to university because they want to belong to some organization and be stable. Raising the tuition fees collected from these people would make the management of universities a little easier, so tuition fees are being raised. Those who pay tuition are also protesting against this move, as they cannot expect stable employment after graduating from university as they used to. From a third-party perspective, neither of them can be happy. I'm running out of money for college. Students can't find jobs even if they pay higher tuition fees than they do now and graduate from college. This is not a problem for universities and students, but a problem for the Chinese economy as a whole. In other words, it is the problem of the Chinese Communist Party. If you create too many universities, the number of university graduates will eventually increase, and the value of university graduates will be lost. Therefore, we will create a society in which the number of universities is narrowed down, and those who have graduated from university are able to get a decent job. Or increase the number of universities more and more, and create a society where graduates are of no value. At an early stage, we should have considered which situation was better for the country and dealt with it. In China today, the number of young university graduates has increased dramatically, so more and more people have no choice but to do jobs that have nothing to do with what they studied at university. A person who majored in physics in college is doing a delivery job like Uber Eats. Not only in China but also in Japan, I think it would be a disadvantage for Japan to let a university that has finished its role continue to exist. At the very least, I don't think it's time to do something lax, such as using public funds to provide subsidies. That's all for now. See you next time.